What oh, I finally finished finishing this pack. So now, after this one, I'll be getting into the one pack that I bought yesterday. Because I went to a church today. So this would make me, hold on. This would make me finally finishing off going to all of the main churches in Trinity except for the Catholic Church. So if I want to go to the main churches in Trinity, I still have to go to the Catholic Church, which is that away. And I'm not going to them every week too, but it's been 9 months. Actually, it's been 10 months since I've been here. I'm not even going to 1 month either. So it's not like I'm meeting a whole lot of people. It's just going to them when I'm like, fine, I feel like doing it. Now I'm going to critique churches, so this is me from the outside, a person, and I just really, anyone watching this, just don't get too offended. So, if your first reaction is to be offended, then that's what it is. This is a critique, so you should really take that to heart. It's an outsider, so if you're wondering why is church attendance down, and you're sad about it or worried about it, don't be offended. Take this to heart and take notes. All right. So don't ever be offended about it then. Say, well, this is why. Don't just be like, well, the world is full of heathens and blasphemers and sinners that are going to burn in hell. Just be like, well, people aren't just, it's not like we're lost causes. It's the following. Church is boring. All right. It is boring, and it's completely irrelevant to the vast majority of people. And you may say, well, that church is not supposed to be completely relevant. It's supposed to be telling you about the ministry or something and the life of Christ and all that stuff. It's like, well, I went to school already. I spent a good 12 years of my life in mandatory school, and for some of you, 4 more in college, university, and then for others, 4 in pre-med or law. And it's just like, I am not going to go voluntarily to school again for 2 hours every day for the rest of my life when I haven't been indoctrinated to it for my entire life already. I don't feel like committing to that without a very, very, very good cause or explanation or whatever. And, put it this way. Those people who are like, dude, this show is awesome and everything, and you watch it and like, that's not awesome. You're like, yeah, well, you gotta watch the first season and then get into like the 10th episode of the second season, and it's great. Dude, fuck you. And it's like, that's church for you. Like, well, you should start reading the Bible, and you should come to service for a month or something. It's like, you're telling me I should watch. Don't what? Really? Come on, man. You gotta get me. You gotta, especially in these day and ages. Dude, seriously? You are gonna compete with everything else out there and you're gonna be like, dude, you gotta come for like a month for four sermons and all of this shit, and you think you're gonna compete with everything else out there, and you're like, oh man, these people, they really need God. Seriously, I mean, you have to at a certain point, you have to be a little bit realistic. You can't just, I mean, all of them out there were, with the exception of one, all of them were doing these hymns and stuff, and even that other one, where they were doing these really, really like, I hate to call it out, but it was called this River Life Church. It was the one my landlord went to, and the songs they were doing were still really like all this. The words were just bad, and I mean, it was just like, dude, you gotta like at the least you gotta put like a Creed song in there, something like Creed, where it's like a pop song, but it's like a dude that is like, and he's got fucking guitar in there and stuff, like an electric guitar, not acoustic. Acoustic guitar is shit. All right, that's for somebody who doesn't know what the fuck an electric guitar is, and they're like, what? That's technology? I don't know. No, acoustic guitar is for somebody who's stuck in the 1800s. All right, you need a fucking electric guitar, dude with hair, and fucking jamming out and jumping and shit. All right. Yes, I know it's church, but you need to show Christ that you're rocking out. All right. And he's looking down in heaven going, yeah, that's what saving souls is about. Jam. Yeah. Because seriously, like, and if you're going to have church, seriously, if you're going to have service at 10, 10:30, 11 o'clock on Sunday, breakfast burritos, man. Food. Food every week. All right. Because me personally, you know, just food. You know, have gatherings pre-noon, have some food there. Um, One of the places did have food. Again, in the River of Life, they had food there. It was donuts, but they had something. You know, they had something in case you didn't, have time to get yourself something. They had something there. They made an effort, and it was good. I think they had a much bigger congregation um, than any of the other ones, though. So they probably had more resources to deal with. But again, and it's a small town, so I understand, resources. You gotta spend money to make money, and time is money, and money is money, and blah blah blah. Fuck these douches that everything is money. And again, all you churches need to get together, put forth a fucking political campaign that says, all you rich people, we need to tax you so that all these people can have money, so that when they have money, they can put money in the donation thingy. Because pastors, you have the power here. You say taxation is good, because rich people are too fucking rich. Your congregants, they have more money, and when congregants have more money, because trust me, this stuff works. Look back to the 50s. You tax rich people, I mean, it's not going to take effect fucking instantly. It's going to take a year, 2 years, 5 years, but it will fucking work. These people will start to have good jobs, and if also you put, and I'm telling you, you have to trust, you have to have faith in the system. You stop voting for Republicans. I'm not saying necessarily Democrats, but just not these fucked up ass Republicans that lie and tell you they're Christians, but really they're just dickbags. And these people that will tax the shit out of rich people and you make bills for large public works programs, which in turn, who do they? What do large public works programs do? I don't know. Hire a shitload of people to build large public works programs, which means, I don't know, lots of people in the area where the public works program is get jobs. And when they have lots of jobs, when everybody is working and has money, they go to church. And see, all this money gets circle around and it goes everywhere. And then small towns survive and even get bigger. And see, that's what I'm talking about. You keep voting for these Republicans that are expert at double talk. They say what you want to hear and then they fucking screw you over. And so yes, I'm talking about I am talking about church, but I'm also talking about politics because they are hopelessly intertwined, just like everything in life. So I'm sorry, but it's true. Your pastors have been selling you the wrong fucking guy. And whatever, I don't know. Some of your pastors have just been selling you hate too for too many years. Which I don't know how they've gotten so much hate out of the Bible, which is supposed to be mostly about acceptance and love, but whatever. Somehow they got hate out of love, 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 but I don't know. It's not what I got out of pretty much every one of the churches here. It was nothing but good vibes. But there are those churches that are featured on a lot of um, television programs, not television programs, news specials, you know, talking about, like, I guess Jerry Falwell was one of them, that he was really spouting fiery crap and damnation because of gays. Gays is like the cliche kind of one of them that was around for a while. And now it has kind of lost favor. I said, it seems to be very chill now, but the problem is just kind of, it's just kind of boring. Um, uh, yeah, it would be nice if it was. What I'm getting at it is it would be nice if it was less churchy and more party and interactive and um, how to put it. Uh, I don't know if I don't know. I don't know. Again, just an outsider's view. If you were like going there to do something, also, especially as an adult, I mean, if you're going to a political rally, you're going there to, I, I can't. I don't think I would want to go to a political rally and hear someone talk for an hour or hear, multiple people talk for an hour either. Uh, that would probably suck. I would get bored doing that. I would get as bored doing that as I would be going to church for an hour. Because after a while, I would just be like, all right, I didn't come here to see five people just yammer on about the same thing that I could hear them yammer on about in the comfort of my home. You know, I would I would like to talk to them, preferably in a space where I could talk to them and at least hear them say honest shit and not things that, they don't feel comfortable just, being all like, well, my opinion. It's just stuff that they're like, oh, I don't want to be caught on camera saying something completely fucked up or anything that Fox News could spin or CNN could spin or whatever. All the thing. And that's exactly, that's another thing that people today are pissed off about politicians. Kind of trailing into other subjects that are a little tangential, but still into it. So I'm sorry about whatever, but it's a little relevant to the whole church thing. Um, that's kind of why I think people don't want to go to church every Sunday. Is nobody wants to go to a political rally every weekend. Ugh, forget that. I mean, every weekend for the rest of your life? Oh, Jesus. No. No, fuck that. Um, not everybody, at least. Some people want to. Some people always want to go to political rallies. Yeah, let me hear about. Uh, no. Especially around 15, 50, 500 people every weekend? Dude, no. People that you don't even know at the bigger rallies, just a bunch of strangers. No, man. I don't. And if you have a car, the drive time, come on, whatever. So there's just a bunch of things that maybe could be tweaked, experiment, you know, see what needs to work. And for some churches that, especially churches that have the resources to do it, go online. I mean, if you have the money, start a fucking YouTube page and have somebody film it every week. I do mine for free with a shitty webcam. So what are you doing? I mean, it's, you know, it costs nothing, and the upfront costs to put stuff up are very little. So there you go. Um, and you know, you edit out, like I said, the boring ass hymns, because if you're gonna do hymns, oh geez, clip out the hymn and maybe put one up a week, and then just have that separate, like, because I am telling you, I am pleading with you, snooze fest. Um, seriously, wow, you got a man. That is that aspect of church really needs to see a drastic change. Because I'm 40, and if you want to attract new incoming like 20-year-olds, man, there's got to be some new kinds of music to go into church. I mean, you at least got to put a couple in there in between those hymns that is something popping, because yikes. And yeah, I mean, that point cannot be stressed enough. It absolutely cannot be stressed enough. Um, you've got to do something about that music. Wow. Um, and okay, this is like the second main point. This is right below the music. You got to talk. In these times, you really got to talk about what is your church doing about contemporary problems. How are you how are you working on stuff? That really matters to real people, especially in your community. All right. And I don't mean like, oh, this person has this disease. Can we help them? No, no, no. That too. That's important. If somebody's ill, and can we get a collection for them? That's important. That should be done. I'm not saying you should just totally turn a blind eye to sick people, that's, I mean, after all, the theology says, Jesus helped sick people, or he actually cured them with laying on hands, like in the RPGs. There's the heal spell and everything. So that's all good and everything, but like we have a real wealth and income inequality problem that needs to be addressed. So maybe you should address that too. You got to talk about it. It's on people's minds, and you're not talking about it. When in the 50s and stuff, black people were being lynched. Martin Luther King was a preacher. He talked about it every week. Every black preacher in the South talked about their social problems every fucking week. All right. Every week they talked about it. And that's what you should be doing. You should talk about the social problems every fucking week. The broader social problems every week should be a part of the church. All right. So that's my that's number two. Music, social problems. All right. If you're not doing that, then you need to get out of the game, because that's my view of Jesus. Jesus, that was his whole thing. I know you don't like to hear this as conservatives, but Jesus was a social justice warrior. Why do you think he flipped over the tables? Because he was pissed off about the Romans and the fucking what do they call it? The money changers. What do you think? Why do you think he did that? Because he was up against the most tyrannical government and the most fucked up money class, and you're not even, none of you are even talking about it. Like the billionaires that are in fucking cahoots with the government, the U.S. That's black begging people, and they're doing it not because the immigrants are an actual problem. They're doing it because it's a great distraction, and they love the billionaires, and they're just giving them all more money. All right, come on, this is a layup. All right, easy. This is the problem of our time, and you need to be talking about it. All right, so come on, fix the music, social problems every week. Every week, most of your sermon, and you love talking about the fucking verses in the Bible. So talk about those and talk about, come on, all right, seriously, get on this. And again, why do you need someone who is not a believer to tell you how to increase your flock and run your church? What is up with this? All right. I don't understand how you guys are not seeing the most obvious thing ever. But for some reason, maybe you're just too close to it or something. Maybe you just are complacent. Um, I don't know. Maybe you're just too scared. You don't want to get too close, and then scare away what little you have left. I don't know. But now is the best time to do it, because now is, you got to take some bold action. You have to do something radical, and now is the time to take bold action and say, these guys are fucking you, and this is the time. This is the time for the South and the North and the left and the right. No, it doesn't matter to unite and say we were 2, 3, 4, 5 unique strands of cloth, and we need to weave together and make something fucking strong, like a fist, and ball punch these motherfuckers. All right. So again, it's a layup, and I don't know. Whatever. There you are. I don't know what to title the video. But everybody, kneecap the rich. Have a beautiful boobs day.